In 40 years, the face of Thailand has changed considerably. Yet beneath the glossy images portrayed by advertising and media, there still exists a social and economic division within society. As much as globalization benefits some, those without access to education, community representation or decent jobs often miss out. A compelling report on how much has changed can be seen by stepping back through the same timeline, taking a look at the Duang Prateep Foundation's work. Over 40 years ago, the government embarked on a drive to modernize the industrial sector of Thailand, an initiative that didn't include the basic resources that had until then sustained the country, its farmers, the land, its waters. Soon, farmers suffered from worsening conditions. Droughts, crop failures and poverty forced farmers to turn to the big city. Bangkok was their last chance for survival. The Klong Toei port grew rapidly at that time, creating a need for a large workforce, making the port a major source of employment for rural people and the poor. The swampy land nearby became the site where poor people came together and communities were built. The largest concentration of poor in Thailand came to be known as the Klong Toei slum. Life in the slum was one of struggle, surviving in a non-formal economy and being denied the rights of ordinary citizens. Their needs were many, and there were few laws to help them. The Chumchon Muban Patana School, now affiliated with the Bangkok Metropolitan Authority, is at the roots of slum community development. In 1968, two sisters, Mingporn and Prateep Eungsongtam, started a school under their parents' house to look after young children. The school gave residents a chance to earn a living without leaving their children to face the dangers of the streets. The children got a chance to study and improve the quality of their lives. Yet more importantly, the school was the birthplace of a new movement, people helping one another within the community. Around 1971, the port's expansion threatened the Klong Toei dwellers with forceful evictions. The confrontation taught the residents that in order to resist, solidarity within the community was vital to a campaign for their rights. The community unified, with Prateep as a leading advocate for their cause. This movement defined the onset of a system in which community leaders were in direct negotiations with the government. Initially, the negotiations didn't achieve much, and at the same time, Prateep's school was declared illegal. But soon, the community began to develop its own voice, which along with the mass media awakened the general public to what was happening to slum dwellers. This resulted in a greater sympathy for the slum dwellers, and with growing objections to the government's actions, in 1976, Prateep's school was accepted as a Bangkok Metropolitan Administration school. In 1978, Prateep Eungsongtam was awarded the Ramon Magsaysay Award for Community Service. The $20,000 prize was immediately used to set up the Duang Prateep Foundation. The name Duang Prateep means a guiding light, a beacon of hope. The symbol of a flame surrounded by the Thai-lettered door deck represents children. These symbols clearly show the intention of its founders to educate and develop children. Today, the success of the Klong Toei slum is the result of communities moving forward together, supported by people who see the problems of the poor as problems of the whole country. Ever since the Duang Prateep Foundation began operating in 1978, it has implemented programs with the primary emphasis on education, but also expanding work in supporting families and communities as they tackle their fundamental problems. The Foundation has been firm in its push for the improvement of living standards of community residents, giving them the skills and tools essential in solving their own problems. More than 17 community projects have been started. In December 2004, a tsunami hit the Andaman coast. Countless lives and livelihoods were lost. The Duang Prateep emergency volunteers and youths from the New Life project in Champon set out to help with the relief effort. Foundation staff immediately acted towards rehabilitation by setting up a toy library and playground so that children could be relieved from the stress of the awful memories. This devastating phenomenon has shown once again the Duang Prateep Foundation's ability to mobilize quickly, even in the face of a catastrophe. The Foundation's many programs are determined by 4 principal objectives. The first, solving problems of city people in a manner compatible with their circumstances through educational development. The Duang Prateep Foundation initiated its kindergarten, educational sponsorship, children's art and special education projects for children with hearing disabilities. These projects extended to young women's development, a children's toy library project, and the Nitan Caravan Puppet Theatre, which has a troupe in Bangkok and a troupe in Phang Nga, working to help tsunami victims. The second objective is to promote community participation and self-reliance, which is run through the community development section. Projects develop community organizations such as savings cooperatives, Klong Tui Environmental Conservation Group, Community Kindergartens Project, the School Lunch Project, and community youth groups. The third objective is to create opportunities for choice of education through quality of life development. The AIDS Protection and Control Project is the first agency in Thailand that brought awareness to the AIDS problem. Professional counsellors help HIV/AIDS afflicted families overcome social and healthcare related issues. The New Life project in Chumphon province is a rehabilitation centre for boys with drug problems. And the New Life project in Kanchanaburi province is a rehabilitation centre for girls with drug and family abuse problems. Kanchanaburi is also a home for younger children. These 2 centres give children and young people the opportunity to make positive choices for their future. Senior citizens receive assistance from Foundation staff and meet together at the Foundation. The Foundation also ensures that the disabled and the wider slum community have access to the healthcare and assistance they need. The fourth objective deals with emergency and disaster relief assistance. The fire protection and toxic substance protection and control projects were born from a necessity to respond to fires in the slums and at local factories. The Andaman Recovery Project's Bantan Namchai is both a home for orphans and a centre for wider help for the tsunami-hit community. Local healthcare professionals receive training in how to administer care for long-term psychological effects that affect disaster victims. Children have been given opportunities to express their feelings through therapeutic arts. Adults were taught new skills, which helped them cope with the economic consequences of the tsunami. We can summarize the success of our many projects simply by looking at some of the individuals we've helped. Linda used to sleep on the back of a truck in the Klongtoi slum. After 3 years at the New Life Project for Girls, she has chosen to continue to study rather than be coerced back to a broken home by false promises. Pan went from being a teenage drug addict to a project leader at the New Life Project for Boys. Having regained self-confidence, he plans to go back home, help his father run the family business. In Ban Pru Tiao, survivors who lost their families to the big wave have developed new skills. Some are smiling. Children play, being allowed to be children again. It is necessary to continue advancing to overcome ever more complex and severe problems, particularly where social welfare issues are compounded by political involvement, and to alter the perception that poor people are the main contributors to society's ills. By working together with a clear, common objective, we are able to turn around the lives of the disadvantaged, fostering their integration as contributors to a healthy, balanced and economically sound society. We invite you to join in supporting the work of the Duang Prateep Foundation in order to participate with us in empowering the poor to tackle the problems they face.